Okay, so just to continue on the subject of suicide, just my thoughts on it and uh, the place of suicide in the society today. I think it's a taboo subject, and most people don't have any understanding about it. First aspect I want to talk about is the glorification of suicide in popular culture and media. I think there's an element of that. There's 13 Reasons Why, those kinds of shows that talk about, the subject of suicide. But honestly, I don't think there's any glory with taking your life away. I don't necessarily have a bad opinion about people that take their lives away. Honestly, I don't think they're bad people. I just think it's a terrible mistake. I think if they had a chance to like redo it, I wish they had the chance to like, undo this choice that they've made or undo what happened because the thing is, I know it's easy for me to say because I haven't personally gone through situations like rape, war, suffering, any physical health issues. But, I feel like if it was a choice between living or dying, I would choose living every time. I do feel that almost all situations, besides physical health situations, maybe every other thing is manageable through counseling, through reaching out, through uh, trauma rehabilitation, through just seeking help. I think I think if you've been through something traumatic, I think seeking help and fighting on is always better. It kind of lines up with my whole mindset of empowerment. I feel like I can control the circumstances in my life as opposed to like just being a victim. So I think like and then there's some people like they don't understand suicide and the society at all. Like um this person in my family who passed away, who took his own life away, he was actually very privileged and he had really supporting parents. His mother was actually a counselor. So it's shocking for her and shocking for everyone in our family. But, he had the perfect life, on the surface level. The world seemed to think that, he had a perfect life, but inside, um, it wasn't the case. And, he had a different opinion about, where his life was going. But, some people might think, oh, like after someone takes their life away, oh, why would he do that? He had such a wonderful life. Or, first of all, like every suicide is different. You know, you can't generalize or stereotype. There might be some people, and there's always different causes for suicide, just like there's different reasons for depression. You have different types of depression. That's why, I mean, there's also different reasons for someone taking their life away. It could be a very personal thing, as opposed to like stereotyping and generalizing something about suicide. But I think there's a misconception that if you're sad, you're depressed and you could be suicidal. Well, uh, not necessarily. I mean, there can be, again, many reasons. And I think um, just instead of dismissing people with suicidal thoughts, it's important to listen to them. Listen to where they're coming from. It's so hard for people to reach out to others, and when someone does reach out to you, you're one of the lucky ones. You should consider yourself extremely fortunate that someone reached out to you. It's a blessing someone reached out to you, and you should be supportive. You should try to always help them, overcome this kind of situation as opposed to like dismissing people outright because it's extremely hurtful to dismiss other people, you know, having these thoughts and calling them irrational or illogical because it's so important to be sensitive about and have empathy, towards other people, to be able to feel. to be able to step into their shoes and to guide them through if they have misguided suicidal ideation, just to guide them out of it, and not to be shocked. I mean, it's still a taboo subject, and most people have difficulty reaching out. There's, the way the government and the state and systems work, if someone's ever thought of suicide, it's, they think they're crazy, cuckoo, they keep people under supervision. Well, I just think it's the wrong way the government and the state is going, sure, for sure, I mean, there needs to be some level of oversight, but the thing is, supervision, if someone wanted to take their life away, eventually you wouldn't be able to stop them from taking their life. It's important to create avenues where people feel comfortable to reach out to you, to open up, and to never, because eventually the choice is going to be theirs to live or to die. And, being under constant supervision or making people's lives difficult, I think it's very important if someone has tried to commit suicide and failed to do so, and society found about it in general, instead of making life more difficult for them, having, I think it's important to try to create an environment where normalcy can be achieved soon, but to basically create avenues where people can reach out and actually discuss and just talk about it, I think. So there's a lot going on in society. I feel like, that isn't, medicine and science and mental health, has progressed so much recently, but it's funny that suicide rates, especially in Western first world countries, have been going up. And it's kind of indicative of the broken society we live in, the lack of relationships, the lack of connections people have with one another, and it just shows something that's broken in society. And just these programs, I think it's just important for people to just kind of, be able to reach out and discuss things. And let me know what you guys think. Thank you.